Hi folks, Mike Brookfield here. So here we are on Host again. Every Wednesday, 9 PM, Greenwich Mean Time. We check out some Eric Clapton and some Bluesbreakers. So this week we attempt to double cross time, so hang around. Hey, Mike Brookfield here. Yeah, so here we are again. Lesson 4 or week 4, whatever you want to call it. Eric Clapton, Bluesbreakers. So before we get started, I'd like to say a quick happy birthday to my dad. Happy birthday, Dad. Hope you had a great day. If it wasn't for my mum and dad, I probably most definitely wouldn't be doing what I'm doing here. They took me to see Eric Clapton, Rory Gallagher, ZZ Top, Bob Dylan, B.B. King, all the greats, and a lot of small bands as well, like the Marauders and all these kind of smaller bands that helped. The Burnley Blues Festival and things like that when I was a teenager, that really helped shape my knowledge and interest in kind of blues music. So I hope you had a great day, Dad. Today we're going to look at Double Crossing Time, which is the super killer slow blues that I remember trying to learn this when I was a kid. I got a Guitarist magazine. It was probably in the late 80s or something. It had a transcription of it, and it was all crammed into one page. I remember that. Or it might have been on 2 pages, I don't know, but I remember looking at it and it was just like so many notes, and it was like, and it was so fast. It just seemed superhuman. I mean, I tried. Part of my brain was saying, this is easy, I should be able to do this. And another part of my brain was kind of going, this is impossible. And I think, I still think that, it is really, really hard. But there's a simplicity to it. And so there's a real duality, isn't there, with learning this stuff. On one hand, it's just the blues. It's very, very straightforward. But there's a lot of complex things along the way that you have to navigate. Like Clapton is playing with such explosive power when he's playing on this album. It's really, it's easy to take it for granted, now when you've, since this album, the Bluesbreakers album, there's been so much great guitar music. But at the time, it was, it's probably some of the most explosive electric guitar playing ever recorded, for sure. And still today, when you try and play some of these licks, they whiz by at such a speed. So the thing is, just don't be discouraged by it. You just got to chip away at it a long time. Some things you're going to be able to get down. Some things you're going to have to just wait until your technique catches up with it. So one thing that's kind of, when we're talking about this recording, it's quite an interesting song. It's a slow blues, and I was actually, when I was out on the bike there, I was kind of thinking about it as a song and what we could talk about. And one of the really interesting points with the track is it's such a great vocal performance as well by John Mayall, and not a lot of people kind of mention that enough, that his vocals on this album are just super killer, aren't they? And I don't know, I think they recorded this album in a day or two. They weren't kind of like U2 in the studio for 6 months. They just went in and the red light went on and they recorded. So when you think John Mayall, he was pretty young at the time, and he really sings great, and he probably doesn't have the greatest tone in the world. I mean, you can hear the quality and the tone in the when Clapton sings "Rambling on My Mind," but John Mayall does communicate a real authenticity and an understanding of the blues with the trails and the runs and the way that he sings. It's really, really, really good, I think. If you've ever tried to sing this stuff, you will appreciate how good John Mayall really his performances are on this. So it's really, really worth considering that, and how important he is as a figure in British blues and the the development of the blues post Bluesbreakers. This album, So yeah, Double Crossing Time. What a great vocal performance, Clapton, of course. I did a run through of the whole track with me playing. Now, it was kind of like, how do I demo this where I don't get shut down? So there is the track ever so slightly in the background. That might mean this video gets shut down. I'm not really sure yet. But anyway, you can watch it now. So that was a full run through of it, and you can just faintly hear the record in the background. You can hear it through the voice mic here, because I was playing it in the room and then playing along. And there's also a direct feed going into the computer, so you're hearing the track played in the room, and that kind of helps give you a little bit of I found I actually did a mix where the track wasn't playing in the background, and I think if you're not really familiar with the track, it's easy to get lost and where the guitar parts are in relation to the track. And what a killer solo, he really just absolutely nails it down, doesn't he? And a lot of kind of Clapton stock phrases kind of come out of this, so what we'll do is we'll kind of dig in, and I'm going to go through as much of the track as possible. So here we go, Double Crossing Time. Are you ready? Whew. Clapton comes in, he comes in on the, it's kind of like triplets on every beat, isn't it? So it's ba, 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 but it's in 12/8, so you've got four groups of three. I mean, it's a 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. So you've got 12/8 notes in a bar. That's why it's called 12/8. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. So he comes in on the 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. 3. He comes in the 2, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. So that's the way to kind of count it in. So it's 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. Yeah, so that's the way into it. So let's check that out now. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. That's pretty standard. You should be able to get that. Just playing the riff to emphasize the C chord. And that's going back to the G chord. And that's the standard kind of B.B. King type of lick. And then. And they're really nice, aren't they? The way he kind of like is flicking backwards and forwards, you know. Reminds me a bit of Stepping Out or something. I wonder who we got that from as well. It's probably like an Albert King type of thing, you know. And then you got a couple more bands. And then. I'll play that lick again. So from those 3 bands. And then you've got. So that lick comes in just after the 3rd beat. So he's going 2, 3. And then you're into the solo. So, you know, there's a good bit in that already. There's only 3 choruses in the whole song, you know. Then let's check out the solo. So, double stop. Unison bend. It's a really good way of making an opening statement. It's like, here I am, I'm going to give you everything I've got. And then he's got... I slightly changed it then. That's how I play it. And if I was learning it, I'd probably learn it all over the neck in a whole bunch of different keys, you know. F, you know, B flat, E flat, you know. So let's get back to the original key. So we're in G. Okay, to play it in context now. And then you got this. Feeds back, you know. So you've got this. Got very light strings on these days, so it's very easy to overbend. You really have to kind of check yourself. Hold on to that, let it feed back. B.B. King lick again. 11th fret. Play that again. So. And then you've got. It's one of my favourite bits, just because it's just explosive, you know? Hey, where are we? And then you got this. So. So again. And then... So I'll just play those last couple of phrases again. So, or maybe I'll just play the whole solo really slow. Here we go. So. Quite hard playing it slow because the tempo is so slow anyway. So anyway, I hope you got that. Let's go on right to the end of the track. So so then you're on the riff, aren't you? And he's emphasizing the C chord there, and then you got a little lick here. That's pretty straightforward. And then you got this, which is a bit in that. Slow. You know, when I was learning this, like I said before, I learned what I thought, you know, the lick sounded like, and then to really internalize it, I just played it round the cycle of 5. So I like a lick like that. That's C, F, B flat. You know, and by the time I've gone through the cycle of 5, I know how that lick goes. For me personally, I find it a bit boring just to learn a lick and playing it in the same place. Because I can do that so many times where then I kind of just want to move on and do something else. But actually by taking it around the cycle of 5, it forces me to play it for longer, get it in my ear, play it with different spacing all over the neck. Okay, and then once we've got, and then he goes, there's one of those. And then he goes. Okay, we're nearly there. Hang in there. We've got. And then. So. And then a quick. 11. And then here's the final lick. And again. So really, you know, you can see I'm kind of just looking at the tab there. I couldn't teach that and not have a reference. It would be hard, just impossible to kind of remember and to deliver that information. So like I've got the tab there and, you know, and a few notes and stuff. So I can see, I can see what's kind of going on. So please do get yourself the tab book or something, you know, to kind of work with. You know, don't be a cheapskate and try to surf the internet for 5 hours trying to get scraps here and scraps there. Just spend the $20 on the book. You'll have it on the shelf forever. You'll be practicing it forever. You will be never be too cool to pull that book down and learn something. So well worth the money. And if you don't know, if you can't read the tab, get yourself a guitar instructor and learn. You know, so I hope you enjoyed that. I'm really enjoying this series. You know, please like, subscribe, check out the t-shirts and the albums. You know, I've got quite a few albums out over the years, and you know, feel free to kind of buy them and, you know, support the channel whichever way you feel fit. So keep it burning, people, and I'll see you on the next one.